Do you want us that? 3 minutes old already, huh? With him, like I said, 2:30 I'll be in and bugging with him again.
Okay.
I'll have to do labs. I'll have to poke his heel for some labs in the morning, and we'll get another X-ray to see how he's looking.
Okay. So this is day 2. Cat's 2 days old today. It is August 15th, and it's 5, almost 6. I've only slept about a good hour because we're in the NICU and we're just trying to get him off all these machines. So we're feeding him. When I'm not feeding, I'm pumping. When I'm not pumping, I'm feeding. And he's like latched on, which is completely awesome. I just stopped because I'm talking. But he's just doing so much better. I couldn't be any happier. So right now he's feeding and we're cuddling. My nipples are literally sore, but it's worth it because he's actually latching on and I'm finally beginning to produce milk. So it just feels like it's been such a long time or something. Can't imagine it's only been like 3 days or 2 days technically. But being a mom he's just so beautiful, and it's emotional, it's empowering, and it's depowering, and it's just everything in the world that you could ever imagine all at once. But then you have this little beautiful creature that just literally depends on you for everything. I just want to like never fail him. He's so perfect. Yes, you are. Look at him. He has those curly hair. He has this is his mama's ear. Oh, he's perfect, guys. He's so perfect. I'm just tired, so excuse me. Hey y'all, so welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special person here and a super special person here who is kind of cranky at the moment, so he's eating so he calms down. But today I am doing, as you guys can see, it's a different setting. I thought I'd get more comfortable for you guys so we can share the story. This is going to be my labor and delivery. She's here because she was there for the most part of it. Actually, she was there the whole time. But if you guys knew, like on the first picture I posted for Cat, his name is Cat, and I would have paid Johannes. Cat means legacy in Nuer, and Rhoda means the second. The reason we named him the second is because his dad actually is one of 6 girls, so this is like, he considers this like basically his baby and his brother and his everything. So yeah, so this is why. Here he is. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about my baby. Yeah. So, but anyways, so I had like a really rough, yeah, the whole story. I had like the roughest pregnancy. I didn't share it because I just thought it was something very intimate, or like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like being pregnant on social media until like the last end. I was like, okay, whatever. But it was like super rough, and I'm one of those people, I feel like I can jinx myself. I don't want to get too excited about things until they're like super real. But yeah, when it got super real, you guys got to find out on Instagram. But yeah,
can't hide the bump.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much I was like, I did not start really showing until like 6 months, and I had a wedding to go to and all that stuff, so I ended up taking pictures. So that ended up being on social media.
Your stomach was actually pretty small,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden, like
it
a couple days afterwards, it's just like, okay,
it got round, like you could tell I was pregnant. But anyways, it was a super rough pregnancy. I was literally throwing up the whole entire time. I had horrible nausea. So the week before he was born, actually 2 weeks before he was born, I was throwing up like non-stop. So I finally went to the hospital a week before he was born, which was like a Tuesday, because I had been throwing up like literally the past week, just not keeping anything down, not even water, not nothing, not Gatorade. Anything I put in my mouth that went into my stomach, it came right back up. So I went to see my OB that Tuesday, the 8th, and he was like, okay, just go to the emergency room, go get admitted. I got admitted. They had me on, they first, because I was so dehydrated, they had me on like a bunch of IV fluids, and then they had me on the nausea medication. I don't know what it's called, but that didn't help at all. So anything I ate was still coming up the whole, like every time, literally within 5 minutes of eating something or drinking something, I was throwing up, and they couldn't explain it. Yeah, they couldn't explain it. So by like, they had another doctor get a second opinion, which is a gastroenterologist. I even said that right. Came look, and they said it might have been my gallbladder, or that the baby was ready to pretty much come out. And this was like Friday. They're like, so if it continues tomorrow, you might get induced. So it comes in Saturday. Is it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday I was supposed to be induced, and they had moved me up to like the labor and delivery area, and I was laying there.
Is that when you got screwed over? When like they were supposed to be,
there's like 2 medications. Yeah, they set the machine, and there's like 2 medications that would start my, pretty much my contractions. They only gave me 1, so it was like my delivery was like started, but not really, because the other medication had not been given. The monitor,
they set it at like 2.
Oh yeah,
it was supposed to be set at 8.
Yeah,
for like 2 hours.
Yeah, because it was an IV dose. Yeah, I was supposed to set at 8 for 2 hours to get my contractions started and get me, but they set it at 2
for 2 hours.
For 2 hours
waiting,
and I was waiting forever for like all this to start. And mind you, I was still throwing up. I was still
and they told her she couldn't eat because they were expecting her to have the baby within like those
few hours or whatever. And no, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't drink anything. And I was like, I think they said I can have ice chips, and I was still throwing those up. It was just like,
that's sad, man.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So eventually they're like, oh, we didn't get this started the right way, so let's do this. And then
the doctor actually is the one who came up. He's like, so what's going on here?
Yeah,
looks like you guys did something wrong.
Yeah,
you know, like he was kind of being a doctor, like me.
He's like, so okay, I'll be back tomorrow. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it doesn't look like you're gonna have the baby anytime soon. I was like, okay. So after my contractions started, I was still not dilating. So for 16 hours, I was like, no dilation. Just 1 centimeter the whole time. Still throwing up, still like peeing up when I threw up. Like I was sweating, everything. Pretty much I was losing fluids and all, and so I was in so much pain. I started to have diarrhea, TMI, that happened. So I was in the bathroom, blah, blah. I was throwing up in all types of ways that you can do it.
They started letting you eat.
Yeah.
she couldn't keep down the food, like, even after that.
So then I finally, because I was like, I told my fiance, do not, under any circumstances, let me have epidural. But I felt like if I would have epidural, if I would have just pushed without epidural, I wanted the dilation to start. The pains were getting so bad, and there was like a nurse, and then the nurse that the nurse that was doing her first shift that started my labor with me. She was pretty good. Like, she was very experienced. So through contractions, she did this thing where she shook me, and that would like distract me from the pain. But then she had to leave, and then a younger nurse came. She didn't know what the hell she was doing. I was like, this nurse was doing this and really helped with contractions. She did not know. Whatever she was doing to me made my pains like 10 times worse. I was just like, just stop it. Like, let me just lay down and just go through this. You know, I had so many people in the room.
Black out at some point.
I was so tired, and she's just doing it wrong, and I was in so much pain. I was like, okay, that's not the way she was doing it, because she did it through each contraction, and it would just help. It was supposed to help me dilate even faster. But this nurse, she was young. I couldn't blame her. At first, I didn't like her. I liked her once my baby was born. First, she just seemed like she didn't really care, or like she kept leaving me, and like not giving me directions on anything. I'm like, mind you, this is my first child. I was scared shitless. Literally. Ew. Ew. So, and then, what happened next?
Well, I think that's when you blacked out.
Yeah, I did.
And you started kicking people out of the emergency room.
Yeah. Because I had my mom, I had my aunt, I had two of my friends come, and they were trying to help me. One of them was like fanning. I was like, girl, you need to stop fanning me. Everything started to just bug me. So that's the whole day. I was pretty calm. I wasn't reacting to anything. I was chilling through the pain. But it just kept getting worse. Everybody started to annoy me. My mom was in the corner. She was too scared to like even help me because she doesn't handle other people's pain very well. And then my aunt was the one holding my hand. And then my fiance, her and my fiance were just agreeing on like dumb shit. And I was like, both of you can get the hell out of this room right now. Yeah. And I was like, I want epidural.
That's when the epidural.
I'm like, give me the epidural because I don't think I can do this anymore. Like, this shit is not fun. I am like really tired. I'm exhausted. I have no fluids. I am not going to be able to make this. If I'm like, if I do this epidural, I'm going to die. They're like, no. For like literally for 2 hours they fought me on getting epidural. They're like, you said no epidural. I was like, well, I guess I'm weak because I can't do this. I'm not strong enough for this. I was like, just leave me alone. Yeah. Like, I was just started flipping out. And the epidural came, like, okay, so finally they're like, okay, they asked for the epidural for me. The epidural doctor didn't come until like 2 hours later. And they're like, oh, I'm like, okay. So then my mom started getting upset because there's only one person that could be in the room with me. And I'm like, just let it be my fiance because mom, you don't speak really good English. And she was just like, no, what if they hurt you? And I'm like, he's here. Like, she just started flipping out. Like, just like, I'm like, no, he's here. He'll be fine.
Saying,
like, yeah.
Stating all the statistics, so bad things that could possibly happen.
So that took like 30 minutes to even get her out of the room. Okay. So then I finally got epidural. When I tell you Shorty was like relaxed, I was as soon as that thing hit,
a new person.
I became an angel sent from I was tranquilized, yo.
She was just like, stop. No. Okay, that's when she enjoyed like the rest of her pregnancy and actually just hung out there. After
that epidural, it's been the best feeling. Well, besides going to appointments and hearing his heartbeat and feeling him kick, that was the second best feeling, was getting that epidural up to my pregnancy. Okay, like, I was all like, where's epidural at? Give it to me. I tried chilling. I was like, I apologize to anybody that I was mean to. I was all smiling, like I was dabbing, and like I was like, yeah, I feel a contraction coming. Yep, it's coming. They're like, you know, I think I did regret it. As soon as that epidural kicked in, I was like dilated 5 centimeters, and that's because before that my contractions were getting so close, and I was like, I did those 5 centimeters by myself, and I was like, damn, if I would have just waited, I could have done it. But even the checking of like, see if I was dilated, that crap hurt. like them checking for that hurt. So uncomfortable. Like I wanted to
You didn't want them to check no more?
I didn't want them to check no more. I didn't want to feel them checking nothing anymore. Like the next person that was gonna check it before the epidural, they were gonna get kicked in the face. Like, so when I got the epidural, I was 5 centimeters dilated. Things started going fast. Before you know it, I was ready to push. I was like over here, so yeah.
2 in the morning pass.
Yep.
2:30 in the morning
pass. And then 3:15. 3 o'clock, and I was like pushing, and they're like, oh, we see ahead. So, you know, I'm pushing, and I'm over here looking over at Fiance. He looks nervous. I'm like, everything's gonna be okay, honey.
I know.
Everything's gonna be okay. I'm holding his hand, he's helping me with hold my legs. And I'm like, babe, it's time to, you have to hold my leg. Hold this leg, I'll hold this leg.
She's all excited.
I was so excited. I was like, push. I was like, yes. And then, he had to, the doctor then had to.
While all this was happening up there, like behind the camera, because I was the one like videotaping.
There's a video that I have yet to watch.
She hasn't watched it because
I'm
terrified.
Scared.
She doesn't want to see all that.
I don't.
But like when I was videotaping, it was different from what was happening up here. Up there, like away from the camera, she's all excited and happy. But down there, the doctor was like, he got his scissor. He had to cut her open so that Kat could come out. So as soon as he did that, Kat came out. She's still over there laughing. He had to pull him.
Yeah, he had to pull him. But like the scary part that I didn't mention, like every time I would push, his heart rate would drop. And I think only me and the doctor knew that, and I didn't want anybody else to know. And I just kept looking. I would look at the heart rate monitor, then I would look at my doctor, and it was like, it's gonna be okay. Like nobody else knew what was going on. But his heart rate would drop after each push. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, he did it really fast. Like,
yeah,
really
he did.
Swiftly. I didn't even know like he cut you until all the blood started.
So he had to like pull Kat out because this boy was he was like, his head was out, but because the fact that his heart rate kept dropping, I think that's why he had to use the clamp thing. All that stuff, and all I heard was wah! And I was like,
she was so happy,
my baby.
But then after soon as he was out, they took him to the station to clean him up. The nurses were cleaning him up and everything. But the doctor's down here, got his needle and
he's
thread.
Like, he's over there. I'm just chilling. I was like, I want my baby.
Sewing away at her flesh like nothing. And she didn't even know that all this was happening.
I didn't. Yo, get epidural, yo. Just kidding. Don't, like, if you want to, I would recommend.
I mean, when it comes to the point where you don't even feel like you can do it, probably do it. Probably get the epidural.
Because mine was just rough. Like, I had sometimes people can really, like, if you're just having a normal labor, if the labor was just normal and all that other stuff was not happening.
Up and then being deprived of food.
Yeah.
Not having enough energy.
Yeah, because I have not eaten, mind you, for like, I have not kept anything down for like 2 weeks. I was like literally frail, like just bones in the belly. That's all that was left of me. I had no energy that I was going to be able to push for 18 hours. But I did push for 16
but you did it,
before that. Yeah, you know. So, Kat came out. He was so beautiful, just so perfect. And it's funny, his dad came and was like, hey, Bubba. And that's what his dad used to look when he was talking to my stomach. And he recognized his dad, and he was just looking up like he was the most alert.
His eyes were open the first couple of minutes.
Like he was just like,
he's like, what's up, world?
Big, beautiful eyes. And he came out. So, like it takes about a couple hours before you go back to mother and baby section. So the first 3 hours were fine. We're still in the labor and delivery. We get, but I noticed once they gave him to me, he was like gurgling blood. And I was like, I asked the nurse, mind you, this is one of the reasons I didn't like her, because she's like, oh no, it's okay. And I was like, but why is he breathing so fast, you know? She's like, oh, it's nothing, he'll be fine, nothing's wrong. I was like, but there's still blood coming out of his mouth. She's like, oh, he must have like swallowed some blood. And I was like, okay. I was still skeptical to everything she was saying. So we get up to mother and child, which is like basically the recovery room. And another nurse, a nurse that's going to be taking care of us, comes in and was like, I'm just going to take a look at him. And I was like, okay, well, he's breathing a little funny. She's like, yeah, I noticed that too. So she's like, I'm actually going to go look at him in a different room. So like my heart at this point is like dropping. She takes him. She finds that his oxygen levels are super, like they were really low. And then also when the doctor broke my water, he actually said that some meconium came out, which is basically baby's initial poop, like he had pooped inside. And so a little bit later on, we go and they're like, oh, we have to take him to the NICU. So I'm like, okay. And they're like, oh, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. And then at the NICU, they're like, oh, I go down the next day, like in the morning, like at 5, and I go back down, and they're like, oh, well, he has an infection called Group B strep. I was like, okay, and like, what's that? You know, pretty much, I guess it's like an infection that it can pass through from the mom, but I was negative for it. They tested me twice, and even before that, like, I didn't have it, but he somehow got it, and I don't know how he got it. So they're like, oh, okay, well, worst case scenario, he has to stay here for 14 days. I mean, best case scenario, he has to stay here for 14 days to get the IV. He's gonna have to get penicillin for 14 weeks. I mean, for 14 days. And worst case scenario, he has to stay there for 3 weeks or 21 days. So we're in the NICU for 14 days. He was hooked to all these type of monitors. He was hooked to a breathing tube. Like, I couldn't breastfeed him. He was in an incubator. I couldn't like touch him past my hand, you know. So those couple days were like rough. But things started, like, he was a very strong boy. He started getting better very soon. Like,
strong enough to pull off.
Yeah, by day 5, he had like a feeding tube, and homeboy, like, I was holding him. He had taken the breathing tube off by this time. He like just ripped out the feeding tube from his nose. And like, have you guys seen that one meme? I'll put a picture of it when if I find it. It's like the one where the baby comes out with like the birth control and like, no weapon put against me shall prosper. He was holding it like this. I'm pretty sure that nurse would have never believed me that he ripped it out himself had she not came in and like found him holding the damn thing. So he was holding it. And then from that day on, I started breastfeeding him. Mind you, breastfeeding was so difficult. Like, the beginning, I was feeling so bad. First night I cried. I was like, I just want my baby out of here, and I don't have milk to get him out of here. Like, I was in tears because it just felt like I couldn't do anything for him. He was just in this box. Like, nothing I can do would make him feel better at all. So that got me so down. And you know, the baby blues just started coming in, and I was just like, so I was in the NICU every day, just watching him. I was pumping and feeding, like, no sleep. I was like, I want to get him the milk. Like, I didn't want them to give him like formula or whatever. So I was breastfeeding him when I can, and I pump right after I breastfeed him. That way my milk would come in and he had enough milk. And yeah, and he was actually born August 13th at 3:15. Little boy, he came exactly 13 days early. And we finally got, 2 weeks after that, we got out of the NICU and we were able to come home. And now we've been home for 3 weeks. He is 37 days old today. Yeah. And he's like so perfect.
Cutest thing ever.
He's like literally a joy. He hates diaper changes just because he was on his back.
Honestly, he's traumatized.
He's so traumatized. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, and now every time I put him on his back, he thinks he's going to get poked or something, because he got poked every day.
Yeah.
Like, they poked to the point where they couldn't poke his veins on anything. They poked all the veins on his foot, his arms, everything, so they had to go to his head.
Find a pulse or like,
yeah, find a vein in his head. Then they had to do this thing called what is it? Was a spike, but it's like a thing, and they had to put it like in the center through. It was kind of like a little catheter thing. They fed that through. He ripped that off like a couple days after that was in, so they had to do another vein. But he had some really good nurses and some not so good nurses. We're not going to talk about that. You just need to know, like, ask questions, because some nurses just sometimes don't care, which is really sad for especially if you're gonna work with children and be careless. Like, there's the one particular nurse that I had to kick her out, and I was like, I would like another nurse, because she just didn't care, because he wasn't a preemie and he was bigger than the kids that were in the NICU. She felt like he didn't need much care, but he was still having trouble breathing. And she was gone for 2 hours, and I was calling the call lights. Other nurses had to answer. She just was not. I was like, to be honest, I was like, I would like a new nurse on your way out. So we got a nurse that was so understanding, came answer all my questions, made me feel so much better about how he was doing and everything, you know. So yeah, but then we got out, and now Cat Johannes is home, being the joy today. He smiled, his first real smile. I feel like he was half asleep. Well, he wasn't sleeping. His eyes were wide open, but I was breastfeeding him. And when he stopped, he smiled like 4 different times, and it was just like the most amazing thing.
I'm yet to see that
ever. He has
haven't
these
seen him smile.
big juicy dimples like his mama. And he has these lips. He looks like his dad. One ear is my ear. Like, one ear is exactly like my ear, and this one is exactly like his dad. So I feel like me and him share him completely awesome. Here down is all me, here up is all his daddy. So yeah, like, that's my labor and delivery. I don't know, it was scary, but it was all worth it in the end, because I got the most incredible gift out of it. And I wish he would meet you guys, but he's totally just like eating, and he's knocked out now. But let me see if I can catch you guys a little peek. Come on, Bubby, meet the people of the tube. Hold on. Yeah, he's knocked out. And that's how he sleeps. Hey, Booby. This is Cat. Hi, handsome Lord. Meet the people. You don't care. You don't care. But yeah. I love you so much. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. You guys like more videos like this, I could totally do them. So yeah. Yes, baby.